Fala galera, estamos começando mais um episódio da série Divinity Original Sin 2, né? Episódio passado a gente deu uma explorada geral aqui no mapa, né? Mas andou um pouquinho mais por aqui, desse lado aqui. Vemos que a gente conseguiu esse set aqui do Abutre, né? Que era até uma das missões aqui, né? Das 4 relíquias de Rivelon, né? E que basicamente acho que a gente leu um livro lá no forte, né, que destravou ela e teve a casa de uma bruxa aqui, mais ou menos, que dava algumas dicas de como fazer, né. Precisou colocar uma carne com essência e terra, eu acho. Aí tem um templo de Duna aqui e responder o que tinha na sequência do livro, né. E aí o set, né, basicamente ele ganhava 5 penas, né, tipo, as partes a gente misturava com qualquer armadura de couro, né? E aí dá bastante coisa aqui. Chance de crítico, destreza, iniciativa, chance de crítico, precisão, caça, distância, constituição, um bocado de coisa. E tudo junto ainda dá também alguns atributos, né? Eu vi que aqui dá esse flutuando, que é melhor ainda do que aquela magia que a gente tem, né, do pulo, que a gente consegue se locomover direto para qualquer canto, né? Tem essa magia aqui, ó, lançarei em todos os inimigos de alcance, cegando eles. Tem esse levar um cadáver, recuperar um pouco de life, né, eu acho. Perfuração, os ataques com armas, né? Acho que a gente ganha um pouco mais de perfuração nos ataques. É isso? Acho que é. Então, vamos lá, né? E a gente chegou nessa floresta aqui, e o pessoal que parecia estar tipo meio que dominado, né, encantado. Tem uma estátua aqui que a gente quebrou e a gente encontrou essa caverna aqui que eu tô pensando em investigar depois. Tem até uma escalação aqui que eu nem tinha visto, escalação de Mordos. Eu tô pensando em ir aqui visitar essa bruxa pra poder abrir o alçapão na casa dela, né? E ainda tem a cidade toda pra investigar. Tá cheio de coisa aqui. Só entrar aqui pra ver o que tem. Aqui, ó, tem um bonito ali. Vamos investigar com mais calma depois. Agora vou tentar subir um pouquinho pra cá.
It smells like blood and death. I wonder what I've stumbled upon.
Deixa eu ver aqui porque tem um orc ali. Vixe, tá no level 18. Tô no 11, eu acho. 10. Nem condição, meu amigo. Eu consegui enfrentar você agora. E o bom é que eu tenho um status com esse, né, flutuando, que ele não passa pelas... Tipo, ele fica planando, né? Então, se tiver armadilha no meio, coisa do tipo, ele passa bem tranquilo. Deixa eu tentar ir por aqui, né? Pelo menos a gente... Aqueles ursos ali que eu vi.
Manchester's. Here, look out, lava!
Eita, caralho. Era ele, que saco, mano.
The lizard looks at you with undisguised fury, and then doubt.
You don't look like a magister. I've heard that a lot lately. It's always a...
Under her breath, she intents a simple spell. No sooner does a portal open beside her than she steps into it and is gone.
Não, deixa eu... Pera aí, deixa eu tentar conversar com ela direito.
Someone's been digging rather hastily. Something isn't right here. He was killed quite mercilessly by a young companion, a trader. The young man wanted to seize his business.
Pro alto. Essa direita aqui com esses bichos. Então na mala. Ouro, copo de prata. Nossa. Tá. Agora que o ogro vem encher o saco se aparecer aqui. Melhor não, hein? Depois eu... 8 leves níveis de diferença, não tem condição não. Achei isso aqui. Laranja da reclusão, bruxa. Salvar aqui.
The lizard looks at you with undisguised fury, and then doubt.
You don't look like a magister. I'm leaving. That's what's happening.
Under her breath, she recants a simple spell. No.
Como ela é chata. Vou investigar mais. Acho que tem um outro lado aqui que tem uma bruxa. A bruxa lá daquela casa, né? Que eu lembro.
I see a cage. There's something in it.
Nothing good will come of speaking with them.
Tá, quem é?
They may sound merely mad, but they're infinitely more clever than you imagine. They move between moods like wind through trees, only to settle upon the one that may just sway you.
Grande Jarran. A gente jogou no Divinity 1. Achei que a galera tinha morrido, mas saber que ele, né? Acho que é imortal, sei lá. Ele vem na Roma do Grande Dragão. Eu acho de. Porra. Que astúcia é a arte da guerra, né? Mas eu acho difícil. Algum desses aqui ser melhor do que o que eu tô agora do momento, né? Depois pode começar a dar uns atributos melhor.
They'll talk themselves out of that cage if you let them. You'll be their key before you know it.
Salva.
I merely try to protect you from yourself. I have an offer, if you'll hear it. There's a great deal I could show you regarding the power within you. A great deal of potential I could unlock. But there's something I need too. There's the rub. I will teach you, of course. But only if you do me a quid pro quo, I'm afraid. A tad vulgar of me, that much I admit. But needs must will come as no surprise, I suppose, that it is a demon that drives me to seek your benevolence.
He points towards the northeast. You see nothing in that direction but grey water and a thick mist in which ghoulish shapes seem to form and...
I know it's there. My caged guests have confirmed as much. But to my great frustration, I cannot reach my goal. Death fog surrounds the island, and through death fog even I cannot pass. That is where you come in. The answer is no less prosaic than for it to die, I'm afraid. But trust, consider it a test. Kill the demon, and I will be your teacher. Then let me shake your hand. The demon's guise, or vessel, one can't be quite certain, is that of a lizard. Known like all of his ilk, he is kind, he is charming. There is no such thing. My advice is to strike before he even has a chance to speak. But should you choose to disregard above all else, remember that. Death fog obscures any approach and hangs thick over the collapsed bridge. There is more than the mist alone there, though. Magic that I also spotted a sloop further down the shoreline. But of course, a quiet afternoon's boating trip will be... It is a place of irony, if you will. Once the site of an academy dedicated to the art. Rumor has it, an exorcism went wrong there long ago. And for a short time, a great demon stood unopposed. Had it not been for Dr. Deva, the entirety of Reaper's Coast could have looked like Blood Moon Island looks today. He contained the demon and its blood spawn to the doomed shores of the isle, surrounded it with death fog, and never... I met him once, during a soiree in art.
He looks you up and down.
Aren't we all?
He smiles, like one would at a child, asking about the bird.
I know, because I've known others like you. Those whose fates are chained for better or for worse. I have battled the foe of foes and conquered it. For a while. I have seen well over 2,000 springs, and will continue to do. Trust me. I know what you are, and may you walk.
Maybe the river could be crossed on that.
Deixa eu ir salvando aqui. Peraí, cara. Ixi. 16. Caraca, galera, que é muito forte. Como não?
Magisters?
Não.
Here?
Coelhinho. Chega, coelho.
I'm a rabbit. Nothing much. Gambling, munching, gin.
É que está difícil.
It does not respond to my touch. There must be a way to activate it.
Tá. E tem o outro lá, né? Acho que dá pra passar por aqui.
Don't be casting your long shadows around here, mister.
Before you, a statue reaches her arms blindly for the sun-drenched skies. The shadows of the pillars around her dance and weave, wreathing her in their dark embrace. As you step closer to the statue, you feel the most comforting warmth emanating from her, as if millennia of sunlight had soaked into...
A lake of death fog, and the bridge appears to be down.
Não tem
Way
como.
across.
Tá complicado por enquanto. Os prados. Tem outro aqui. Ou é aquele que eu já conheço? É aquele que eu já conheço. É, eu acho que eu vou lá na mentora, né? Deixa eu ver aqui se tem coisas para ler.
Keeping it together, Bree?
Back again, eh? Looking for anything in particular?
You're safe among friends. Never forget.
Suit yourself.
Smells worse over
Buying or
here
selling?
than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Well, don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit you, Tut, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree? I'm all right. You're safe among friends. Never forget.
Deixa eu ver aqui. Deixa eu ganhar mais um lá que eu tô quase ganhando por aí eu vou no meu equipamento.
The Meister sits slumped in a chair, looking around the room as she works her shoulder with one hand. It looks like it was dislocated by the gallows.
Damnable red cloak baboons ransacking my wardrobes, as if I would keep ancient valuable secrets in a pile with my unmentionables.
She takes a deep breath, and with a twist, a click, and a screech of pain, she...
I swear by the seven if...
Reaching across the table, she pulls a bowl of hot water towards her and fishes some bandages, a needle, and thread out of a box. She slowly starts to tend to...
At least the barbarians were unable to club their way into my vault, so everything you need should be safe. In your case, more than I suspect, man, God or even reptile can provide. However, we must soldier on. It is not enough to be God-woken in order to ascend to divinity. There is a process.
As she speaks, the Meister uncorks a vial of shimmering liquid, sauce. She lets a couple of drops fall on her hand, but instead of infusing with her body, they quickly evaporate on her scales. She stares at the empty spot on her palm for a long moment before turning back to you, continuing as if nothing had happened.
A process by which God-woken may ascend. It begins with discovering your deepest self, delving into your own soul. Enthusiasm. On a weekday, we shall begin once we have the tools we need from my vault. You may have been chosen God-woken, but becoming divine requires more than a supernatural pat on the head. Come, God-woken. It is time to see just how awake you are. Fortunately, the Magisters pay as much attention to art as they do to fashion. Kindly remove that painting from the wall.
Cadê? Falou pra eu mexer no que? Eu já esqueci. Aqui.
I pray your talent for following simple instructions fills me with wonder and pride. Push now. Kindly go to the vault and enter the
A
combination.
stone door lies flush with the floorboards. Etched whorls in the granite frame a delicate rotary dial. Gleaming under the dim light, then taking your time, you carefully enter the combination. The metallic sounds of the tumblers falling within the mechanism let you know you enter the code.
Excellent. Follow me. Your time is at hand, Godwoken.
Weird contraptions. This place is an arcanist's dream.
Is examining her wounds, prodding at this, wincing at that.
Do you know what it means to have the power of the divine, Godwoken? Just so. To accept divinity is to accept responsibility for the lives of every person. If granted divinity, you would have the power of all 7 gods at your disposal. You could heal any wound. Pull islands from the sea. Right any injustice. But make no mistake, the Divine has only one duty. To protect this world from the void. The Divine cannot use his power for anything else. Very well then. Let's see if we can't snatch divinity from the ritual itself is quite simple. Drop some blackroot in the bowl. Mix in a little blood. Set the concoction aflame, and then inhale the smoke. Ignore any feelings of dizziness, burning in your lungs, or a dire sense of existential dread. They're all perfectly normal. Although everything you need is here. Ingredients in the cupboard. Source in the glowing fountain. Ritual in the tome by the bookcase. Even an incinerator to...
The Meister looks back at her wounds, curiously prodding them as fresh blood oozes out, staining her claws.
Quite. Mind you, being torn asunder by a Voidwoken would be even more inconvenient.
The Meister points sharply to the ingredients cupboard.
And do not lose anything. These ingredients are rare indeed. I'm not hiking back out to the cloisterwood to fetch...
Opening the door, you see a selection of ingredients, thrown together in no particular order. After a quick rummage, you spot the blackroot, nestled between the grated dragon's tongue and Trudene. You gather up the blackroot, obsidian lance, and ancient bowl, and kick the door of the cupboard closed. suck the smoke deep into your lungs, your vision starts to swim and cloud. There is an intense pounding in your head, and you can feel the world fading. As the world fades away, you lose all sense of being grounded. You reach out, but you could feel yourself falling slowly.
These voices of my soul. But it looks like the Hall of Echoes.
Bathed in the half-light of these starless barrens, you spot a figure you could only describe as a second self. It looks haggard and weak, its very voice but a feeble echo of
My chosen. Come close to me.
The apparition clasps your face in its shaking hands. You suddenly feel your eyes tingle. Everything becomes brighter, sharper. Blacks and whites become glorious bursts of color, then fade back into their accustomed...
Blind eyes. Speak the spirits.
God is the strange mirror image of yourself. Before you stands the god Desenvolvendo in all his spectral glory.
You know me, don't you? I saved you from drowning. I blessed you, made you powerful, and now I've come to seek some power in return. Your God-woken soul is my last refuge, my last bastion. May as well make the best of what you have to offer.
Desenvolvendo nourishes himself from the source that abounds in your presence. You feast deep down inside yourself.
Ah, yes. Just what I needed. I tell you, dying just doesn't become a god. Don't you dare be ungrateful after all I've done for you. I shelter. The void itself is hunting down the gods, leeching us in ways we never thought. We're battling for our very survival. It's a battle we're losing, and should we truly lose, all will be cast into oblivion. To save us both, you must realize that our fates are now as one, just as our souls are now as one. Together we are a force to be reckoned with. But if we seek to survive the onslaught of the void, we stand no chance unless we become vastly more powerful than we are. That means there is but one place we can go, the Well of Ascension. It is a lake. A pool of pure source in which the power... We gave them up freely to create the first divine. Each of us donated half of that which makes us gods. To bathe in the lake is to become our chosen. That is where the road to divinity leads. And you must be the first to reach it at all costs. It was a time of selflessness and sacrifice in the face of our old enemy. It was an act of heroism. The void is stronger than ever. A new divine won't be enough. You need to go to the Well of Ascension, not to bathe in the source of... Only he who claims everything will be everything. The void's doom, this world's liberator. It's very simple, really. But of course, that is what they are saying to their own God-woken as we speak. We both know they won't bow, just like we both know you. Only one can become a god strong enough to safeguard our world. One, at the So make no mistake, my champion. Chances are, the road to divinity will be paved, but don't let that dismay you. For these sins will be washed clean by the knowledge you committed them to save all of existence. to save your kin and your loved ones and the world they live in. I promise that yours alone will be the powers of the lake, and to the lake I will lead you. But not yet. Not our journey will be fraught with peril. It is a pilgrimage of challenges that will require you to command Source like only a Godwoken can, and wield its most powerful spells.
Hoarse laughter rolls and...
You flatter me, my chosen. But if all I had to do was... We are I now. The spells you need to know I will teach you when you are ready. But first, you must learn to channel the Source in greater volumes. That is why you need to seek masters of the Source. You must make them teach you, so that you may become a master in turn. So return to Rivellon and seek out these sages where they dwell. Convince them to share with you their deep-seated bond with the Source. Once you have, you may return to me here. Something that will make you understand that for a god, there is precious little difference between the Source is. It is a constant, a subject of neither time nor transience. You have the vision of a god now. Eyes that can see spirits. The souls that speak the spell during your peregrinations, and you will see them. Where the dead lie, the dead linger. And so much more. But I'm no longer who I once was, bound to you as I've become. I will teach you what I can, but the knowledge that will expand the bounds of best of luck.
The Meister stares intently at you. Her eyes are tired and bruised.
Still alive? Gods above, there might be...
She leans in, her bloody tongue flickering hungrily about your face.
Tell me, what did you see? What you know?
She sighs impatiently as you hack up the last of the green.
You can't channel enough Source? Gods be damned, why couldn't you have a nice simple problem? Finding an orc to dance the hornpipe, perhaps? I know exactly what must be done. You must find a master of Source. And I could have helped you once. The purging which the Magisters included as part of their service was quite efficient. Not enough to silence me, but enough that I would not turn their insides to lime. Enough to sever my link to the font from which all Source flows. And certainly enough that I cannot train you. So we must seek alternatives. Alas, the only Source masters not yet hauled off to Fort Joy or turned into meat puppets are those too dangerous or cunning for the Magisters to contain. Sorcerers that allowed their power to corrupt them. Many are wicked, cruel, vile, and generally not good teacher material, but we may have no others to turn to. Just so, some of these are quite dark, twisted individuals. The kind of creatures that grew bored pulling their legs from spiders and so moved on to people. However, it is the path we walk, no matter.
The Meister doubles over in a violent coughing fit, struggling for breath. After a few moments, she regains her composure, wiping a thin smear of blood from the corner of her mouth.
No matter what is asked of you, you must learn from them. And you do not seem to be paying attention. Sorcerers, evil, controlling your Source, saving Rivellon, please. Please tell me at least some... Your focus, your only focus, must be on finding these masters. On finding the secrets to divinity. Now, the Magisters have kept ledgers with all known sorcerers, especially the powerful ones not yet captured. They would be an invaluable resource. But do be careful not to get caught. I was their guest for a time. And I promise you the gallows was the most comfortable part of the experience. And if their barracks turns out to be as empty as their skulls, just try to keep an ear to the ground.
As she speaks, one of her wounds reopens, a dark red stain spreading across her tunic.
I wish there was more I could do, but in this condition, I would be more a hindrance than a boon. Godspeed.
Quirkers, what are you looking at? Gad, stop gawking at the shield. You ought to be quite used to such journeys into that stone realm by now. Meanwhile, I read through some tomes I saw that cranky old lizard carrying. Some fascinating leads, but nothing like the power we need to stop the Knights of Dre and their wicked plot. Yes, Quirkers, obviously our gargantuan friend is doing it. I owe our shield my life several times over. I hardly... Now, if you're quite finished ogling your favorite long-legged scratching...
Welcome to Fort... Oh, you again. Don't hurry back.
Buying or selling?
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your tunnel, who will?
Capital. Good luck to you.
Ever read? I'm all right. As long as you're safe among friends. Never forget.
Come on, cut the golf course. I'm watching you, stranger.
No can do, chickadee. We're not leaving my side for a while longer yet.
That's Magister business. Come on, can't I go play with the others?
The Magister startles, realizing there's a stranger in his midst.
What do you want, Elf? You can't just come in here as you please. There's Manchester's missing. I'm trying to conduct a bloody investigation. Are you deaf? Your business here, now. Well, mind your bloody step in future. I've an investigation to carry out, and I don't need any more distractions. Yes, a vile little tinkerer goes by the name of Higba. 3 of my magisters have gone missing of late from right here in Driftwood. All signs are that Higba is responsible. Catching, killing, I don't care. There'll be gold for whoever puts an end to this. If you see anything, tell me or my men at once. Otherwise, keep the hell out of our way. Well, do you know anything? Stop wasting my time.
No.
Head nodding drowsily, the Magister brings her voluminous sleeve up to her face. She sniffs loudly and suddenly jerks to attention, eyes red-rimmed with zeal, and...
They won't take me unawares. I'm ready for anything. See? I have accepted it. Well, I'm ready. That's what matters. Vigilant, why whoever's snatching magisters off the street and disappearing them. 6 lost in a week. 6! Need to be ready.
Waving you away, she cranes her neck to scan all around her, jaw clenched and eyes flickering.
Oh, great, a citizen. Can't you see I'm on a break here? What? Oh no. Go tell Magister Rymond or Magister Julian immediately. They'll raise the alert. Again? Seriously?
The Magister plucks the petals.
Awake?
Her glassy eyes do not... The silent watcher stands... The Magister turns to you with a scowl. He already seemed immensely displeased, and your interjection isn't improving his mood.
What?
The Magister glances at you like you're something...
Keep out of it. That's what I want to know. The new leadership ought to learn to respect its veterans. We're the ones who uphold the rule of law, not white ponces like Raymond and Jonathan.
A sly smile.
Aye, and sooner than you might think, if the rumours are true. Let's just say, there's other places where I'd be appreciated more than I am in Driftwood.
The Magister loses some of his bluster.
I ain't saying. It's a secret for loyal members of the Divine Order only. Shut your mouth or I'll fling you with...
Painful death. Trapped and did...
The spirit of an emaciated prisoner is staring down at his own corpse. He shakes it.
Of all the stupid ways to go. Oh, it was a stupid bloody accident. I dosed myself with some poison to make it look like I was half dead. I figured they'd take me to see a healer, and I'd have a chance to escape. Must have taken too much of the stuff, though. Wound up fully dead instead of half dead. Those bastards haven't even moved me body.
The spirit scowls at you.
I did nothing. Or I didn't do what they accused me of, at least. A miscarriage of justice is what this is. Putting it bloody lightly. Nobody deserves to rot in a hole like this. Best leave that secret for someone who needs it. You can stroll out of here when...
The Magister's jaw...
What? Those tinkerers all look the same. Scruffy, gold-hungry, sly riches. This one has a grey beard and a dark cloak, according to reports. Well, stop wasting my...
I'll stay out of there, thanks.
Occupied! Oh, unholy hells! How about a little what I get? Bloody tainted stew! Mix a little fish into some of my stew. Save me,
alcohol drink at all, Ness. Well,
she fluffs them.
You're so very, very sweet to notice, honey. Ain't easy keeping him so nice in a dusty town like this. Sure, why not? Not all of them hatch, you know. And between you and me, honey, I don't mind the taste of an omelette now. Go on and scoop.
What do you want? Can't you see I'm busy? Oh, I've got eggs to lay, grass to tidy, grain to clear, and Magister boots to peck.
The cat stares up at you. Its midnight black pupils are too prominent for you to discern the colour of its glazed eyes.
8 lives already gone, but I'd gladly lose the last if you could throw me a fish. One of those smelly kind, wouldn't say no. Fills the belly. Oh, but the other ones, yeah, it turns dark when I eat them. It feels so beautiful against my fur. Like being caressed by...
Beleza, galera, vamos ficando por aqui esse episódio. Se gostou, deixa um like, compartilha aí. Valeu!